welcome to Real Wine. We have a really special episode today. First of all, we're going to be focusing on Pinot Noir, which is nicknamed the heartbreak grape, so get ready. It's also way lighter than Cabernets and Merlots with little to no tannins, so those of you who don't like tannins will love it. Second of all, we have our first guest on Real Wine. We have a chef who's joining us to do our first food and wine pairing, and I am so excited, so let's just go ahead and meet her and jump right in. All right, for our first ever guest on Real Wine, we have Angela Webb. Yay! She is here as our personal chef, food historian, and wine consultant, and she actually trained at the French Culinary Institute in New York, as well as worked at a ton of restaurants, and now has her own company called Angela's Table, where she does wine consulting and personal chef work. So what are we going to be cooking today?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
And because you've selected Pinot Noir, I thought it'd be really nice to have some earthier foods. We have some chicken sausage with Gouda cheese, apples, we have goat cheese, we have prosciutto di Parma, which is a specialty prosciutto strictly from the Parma region in Italy, and white truffle oil. So I think we got a good menu planned.
All right, I'm excited. Let's get started.
Okay.
Let's do it. Welcome to my kitchen.
Nice.
So let's get started.
We just get a little bit of oil in there to coat the bottom of the pan. But I would estimate 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Okay. What you're looking for is just nice browning.
We had a little help from another special guest. Very optimistic dog. We're going to use a pizza pan because it's all I have. So no judgment.
The bread and butter. It's got to be the best thing.
Since sliced bread. We can go there, that's fine.
Since sliced bread, exactly. Okay, so our bread is toasted, our sausages are cooked. We're going to finish plating the rest of it, and let's get this party started for real.
All right. We're going to start with the more higher end wine, and this one is actually $25 a bottle. It's called Ampelos or Ampelos. There's some discrepancy over how you pronounce it. I actually prefer Ampelos, so we're gonna go with that. It's a 2009 Pinot Noir from Santa Rita Hills. So I am excited to try it. We're gonna try it first without the food, and then try it with the food and see how the flavor changes. And actually, while we're on that subject, Angela, why does eating food with wine change the flavor of it?
Actually, changing the flavor is a little bit misleading. Actually, what it's doing is enhancing the flavor or not enhancing the flavor. One of the reasons for that is it depends on the fat content of the food. It depends on how you've cooked the food. It depends on the accompaniments that you have with the food. For example, if you have something very fatty, very rich, if you're gonna have a nice crisp white wine, it kind of cuts through all of the fat and kind of mellows things out a little bit. Conversely, if you have something very spicy and you have a high alcohol wine with it, it enhances the heat in the food, and then your mouth is just not really detecting anything. So if you're gonna have something spicy, you want a milder, little bit sweeter wine, so it's a complement as opposed to a contrast. There's no super strict rules. I mean, whatever you wanna eat, you know, have at it, but there are certain combinations that are classic.
Okay, cool. Well, let's smell this and see what we think about it. That's nice.
Yeah, fruit is not the first thing I smell. I smell a lot of earth in this. It smells like the dirt after rain.
we all know how I feel about the dirt word.
Yeah, it smells like healthy soil. How's that?
It's still dirt.
Still dirt.
And maybe even more like vanilla.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's like a really warm, way less fruity than a normal Pinot. Pinots usually are like very light. And
yeah, fruit is not forward on this one. It's a second or third thought.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Cheers, huh?
Cheers. I'm really getting that earthiness in this. Which
it's a little acidic in the back of your throat. Are you getting that too?
Yeah.
A little bit? Like the front, it's sort of smooth, and the back, it gets a little bit.
It's got nice tannins, which tells me that this wine probably would hold its flavor compound for a little while, a few years.
Is that all right? It is, right?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else in there. Nice ruby red.
All right, so what do you recommend we try first and see how it changes it up?
Let's go with the goat cheese first.
Yeah, okay. Should we do bread and goat cheese or just goat cheese?
I would just go with the goat cheese first.
All right. Let's do it. I love goat cheese so much.
Very creamy.
Oh, that's good.
It actually makes the wine a little sweeter.
It takes away the acid.
It takes away the acid and the tannins.
Uh-huh.
Much, much smoother.
Way smoother with the goat cheese because the goat cheese really, really coats your mouth. So anything that's kind of harsh around the edges in any wine that you're drinking is going to be smoothed out by that. But
Absolutely. No, it's really nice. Perfect pairing.
That's really good.
And that's the thing too, a pairing, you know it works when the wine is even more balanced.
Yeah.
Like we tasted the wine, it was fabulous, but the goat cheese just kind of smoothed out all of the edges in the wine. And that's a nice pairing.
All right, should we try it with something different?
Yeah, let's try it with the sausage.
Okay. That was pretty perfect. I hope this stands up too. That's so good.
The sausage is good.
Not quite as much.
Not quite as much, but for me, I don't see it being a contrast. It doesn't change as much, but it doesn't conflict.
No, it doesn't make it bad. Yeah, no. Okay, so now what are we gonna do?
Well, I think we should try some prosciutto, especially try to get some with a little bit of the truffle oil.
Oh, okay.
See if we can match earth with earth.
Yeah. Big piece of prosciutto. My kind of thing. Oh my
That's
god,
good
the
truffle
truffle.
That's really good.
Just give me a minute. I need to be alone here. That actually brings out the tannins.
It does.
It's like way more of that.
Yeah, you get that pucker.
But it's actually not bad because you still have the lingering of the awesomeness of the prosciutto in there.
Exactly.
The memory of that, and then it kind of, it's weird how it does such a different thing and it complements things in a different way.
It does, and that's the beauty of having so many different types of foods because, for example, not all wines are sipping wines. Some wines are a food pairing wine, and it's just, you have to have it with food. And to me, the difference we see with the prosciutto and the goat cheese was just absolutely perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Whereas the prosciutto brings out to me another aspect of this wine. The tannins were a little bit stronger, but it also, those tannins create a structure of the wine. So the wine stands up a little bit more. With the goat cheese, everything just kind of smoothed out. It didn't have any body of its own.
With the goat cheese, it made it more like a sipping wine, and with the prosciutto, it made it more like a pairing wine.
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let's move on to our wine under 9. All right, for our wine under 9, we have a Pinot Evil. You get it?
Yeah.
Pinot Evil. And it's actually from France, and it's a screw cap. Watch, ready? Oh, we all know how I like this. The really weird thing about this one is that it actually has no vintage year. So it's not a 2009 or whatever. I have no idea what it is. So that could mean that it's sort of a hodgepodge of a lot of different years, which may mean it's not that good. But hey, it's our wine under 9, we're gonna try. And maybe our goat cheese and prosciutto makes it awesome.
Right.
So we'll see.
The color is much lighter than the other one.
It is, yeah. I also can't really tell how much red there is in it. It might have a little rust.
Yeah, it's leaning definitely towards the brown.
Yeah, like a little brown orange, which
Brownish orange.
may mean that it's not 100% Pinot. But for a wine that's $6.99, we actually paid $5.99 because it was on sale. You know, what do you really expect? All right, but let's see. Let's smell. That definitely is like almost orange colored even when you...
Yeah.
It smells like I kind of smelled like an orange there for the first second.
It's very, very light. I mean, on the nose you can tell it's just a very, very light-bodied wine, which, like you said, doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but if it's paired with the right thing, it can make it taste a lot nicer.
Yeah, that's the thing too that we'll find out is you can class up a cheaper wine by what you serve it with. You really can. Exactly. So that's an interesting option. It smells almost like some candy. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Whenever I feel like that, my fallback is a Jolly Rancher. Sometimes I get like a cherry Jolly Rancher.
Well, it kind of tastes like nothing.
Which does not have to be a bad thing, particularly if you do not like really strong, high alcohol, very fruit-forward kinds of wine. You just want something to have with your pizza.
Yeah.
Well, it's a vin de paix, which is what it says on the bottle. And yeah, it's
what
a
does that
wine.
mean exactly?
It's a country wine.
Country wine.
So in France, it's something that if you went into a grocery store in France, you'd probably find that in a gallon-sized jug.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not bad.
Well, it's just really easy to drink. Like, you've got none of the tannins, none of the acid. Like, you can just chug this, basically. Like, I don't recommend that, necessarily. Chugging wine, never a good idea.
It's what we refer to as a flabby wine.
Flabby?
Yeah, there's nothing in it that has any real structure where you're able to grab onto it. It's just kind of flabby. One blurs into the other.
Well, let's try it with the food. See how it changes. All right. You want to do the same order?
Yeah, let's go with the goat cheese first.
All right. Well, that has something. This is the star of the show, really. I mean. Kind of makes it taste more like nothing. It does, right?
It really tastes like nothing.
I mean, really, with the goat cheese in your mouth, you could be drinking water.
Exactly.
You're just drinking something liquid.
You'd have to watch out for that.
All right. Sausage?
Let's do some sausage.
Maybe the sausage is a winner with this one. I haven't done it yet, wait. Nothing again?
More nothing.
So we're gonna move on to the prosciutto and see if it tastes like more nothing or something.
See if something can bring something to this wine.
Very exciting. How do we, let's see here.
Yeah, I think you got a piece there. I'll take the other side.
Fantastic. All right, it's not nothing.
It's not nothing. It does build it up.
It brings out the acid, actually. To me, I feel like prosciutto makes wine taste like blood. You get that metallic flavor.
I do get that.
And I don't really like it. And I find that with a lot of wines that I have, if I'm eating prosciutto with the wine, it gets you that metallic. I mean, maybe blood is a harsh word for it, but it's a metallic flavor. You know what I mean?
Well, the tannins are definitely stronger. That texture that you get in your mouth from the tannins just wasn't there at all. It was non-existent before. Now that is true. It's much, much stronger. Which, depending on your taste buds, may be a good thing or a bad thing. But at least we are able to see that, again, the food does impact the wine.
It does.
Negatively or positively, it depends, but it has an effect on it.
Well, this has been so much fun.
I think it's been very educational. And it's nice to do this too. Whatever dinner you're having, if you're having wine, taste things one at a time.
Yeah, that's smart. Instead of just shoveling food in your mouth and drinking the wine with it. Yeah, I mean, even if what you're having is like pork chops and cauliflower. Taste the pork chop, taste the wine, taste it and see what it feels like in your mouth, because you're going to find that it's interesting. I mean, it is going to change with what you're eating, so. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Well, that does it for this episode of Real Wine. Thank you so much to Angela Webb for joining us and giving us all of that great information as well as that awesome food. And thank you guys for continuing to watch the show. As always, leave me comments, let me know what you're thinking and what you're drinking. Also, subscribe to my channel, and if you make a wine that you'd like us to feature, send me a message. Ci vediamo un'altra volta. Drink up.